if you're not questioning your decision making about covering a controversial story right now, I'm just wondering if you've got ice in your veins, because if you've got a pulse right now, you've got to just be watching and just wondering, if I write this, what kind of reaction am I going to get? That just means you're human. And so, Greta, maybe you can start us off in a conversation a little bit. You have a very challenging job as editor in chief of a very high profile student publication that has certainly been in the news enough in the last couple of years. But talk to us a little bit about how this climate is impacting your newsroom, your student reporters, your team, and your leadership. How do you lead your paper through this moment? What are you guys seeing and experiencing?
Yeah, I became editor-in-chief February 1st of this year, so about 11 days after Trump's inauguration, which was definitely something I had been told multiple times would be an interesting challenge. It has been definitely a different experience than I've had as a reporter and as a different level of editor in the newsroom, but something that I've found to be incredibly interesting is maybe a bit of a morbid word, but it is interesting to witness and cover. Our newsroom has been at Stanford, as a student body, is an incredibly diverse student body. We have a lot of international students, and our newsroom is relatively reflective of that. And throughout the first 4 weeks of my editor-in-chief timeline, I noticed an incredible switch in how international students were approaching stories and the fear that they had going on. Not only our own reporters, but people that our reporters were trying to talk to, the stories we were trying to cover. Stanford is a really active campus. A lot of protests happen. We have a lot of different people saying different things at any given point. And the people who we were receiving quotes from, interviews from, who wanted their story to be covered was drastically shifting throughout all of last spring and some of winter. It was definitely something that I did not expect to be such a severe switch, even just throughout the month of February, and definitely March and April when the Columbia and Tufts student papers were going through what they were going through. Throughout the summer and throughout a lot of the spring too, I was fortunate enough to have a lot of very friendly professional journalists and people on the Daily's board, professors of mine at Stanford and former mentors from different internships. They were all incredibly helpful in telling me what they thought was the best course of action, and we had a lot of help, which I think being a student journalist is you can't be a student journalist without a lot of help. We're all training and we're all learning on the job, so I think that's something that is something we can't do without people like SPLC who are here to aid us. And your hotline was definitely used.